If you have been to the annual Sturgis Falls Festival during the summer months, you will have experienced the rides, the food, and the live events. But with this comes a couple of unpleasant side effects: wet shoes and muddy pants while in Gateway Park. But not anymore, thanks to an item recently passed by the City Council.
Us being able to set up Gateway Park so that it is user-friendly for the public as possible is huge for the community, huge for the event, and this hard surfacing allows exactly that. It really was one of the parts of the puzzle that was missing before. Nobody likes coming down to that park and wading around in the wood chips and mud, and it's very difficult to set up with heavy equipment down there running around. They tear up the ground, and really in order to set up you have to run the trucks and everything in and around there. And so the only solution for us then was to go back in with wood chips and smooth it out, and it was just nothing but wood chips and mud mixed together. Now, with trucks and heavy equipment able to run on hard surface, that really is going to be eliminated. And in addition to that, underneath all of the tents is all going to be hard surface, so nobody's going to have their feet sitting in 5 inches of water like they did last year. This really is going to be a much more pleasurable experience for people coming down to the park to enjoy hopefully a nice sunny day of relaxation and experience some of the quality of life that we love to have in Cedar Falls.
The new concrete will be poured in specific areas, as explained by Jay and as shown on this map.
All along the highway there will be regrind, and underneath that whole area where the ID validation would be, beer tickets are sold, there's a shade tent up in there, the craft beer tent is there, there's some class reunion tents that are over in that area, but all of that will be hard surface. And there also will be a tree line that'll go along the road there that'll kind of give a nice view from the highway rather than all that mud and wood chips that people have had to look at the last 3 or 4 years. So it's going to be a lot better view coming into our community with all those things in place, and it's been embarrassing, frankly, seeing all the wood chips and mud there in the past. So this is a big relief for ourselves, and I think that the community is going to greatly appreciate the efforts that are being put forth, and we sure appreciate ASPRO for stepping forward and being willing to take care of this for us.
Why is this improvement important?
Rain is always something that's going to impact any outdoor event. But for instance, if you take last year when we had the Clydesdales and so forth here, we had 2.84 inches from the Monday of the week of Sturgis Falls through the Sunday, 2.84 inches. And what that did was made a muddy mess. Now, take that same 2.84 inches, move it ahead to 2016 with the hard surfaces, that's going to be demonstrably different. I mean, you're going to hardly notice it because there's going to be no mud and wood chips and so forth there. We'll have hard surface down there for people to, in front of the stage, all the way out through the mixed council, all that is going to be hard surface. So people up front watching the bands that they enjoy, they're going to be able to be on hard surface, and if it had rained that day or 3 days before, they aren't going to know it. It's going to be very user-friendly for them. Those people that are under the tents that prefer to sit and they can watch on the TVs that we have in there, the entertainment that's going on, they too are going to be able to be on a dry surface there, and it's just a lot closer what I would call a sports bar out there that before really wasn't, because a sports bar and mud and wood chips, that's not the scenario that we like to see. So this is really a neat thing for the community, and it really makes Gateway Park cemented, no pun intended, into the idea of having a real turnkey operation down there with underground water, underground cable TV, underground electric, all kinds of internet service down there. It is really ready for any event, and with these 200 amp panels that they're like a plug and play type thing, it really makes it very easy to set up and tear down.
This is a fairly expensive project, but luckily it sounds like it won't be coming out of the taxpayers' pockets.
How is that being taken care of?
Absolutely, 100% of this is going to be in no way, shape, or form a city expense. And actually, this is going to save the city, because in the past, the cities had to come back in and scoop up wood chips or help do that and regrade things and so forth. They should not have to do any of that now. So this is going to be a great savings in that way. More in time for the Parks Department. I mean, they've got other things to be doing rather than scooping up wood chips and things like that. So the cost is something that is going to be a no factor for the city, and they should look at it in the plus column of saving money with regard to the overall area down there of Gateway Park. The city's been great in helping us. We've had to rent a lot of equipment to help move things around. They also provided some of their equipment to do so. That won't be necessary anymore. That's something of the past. So this is kind of a good corner to turn down with this park, and it's been a long-term plan of ours to having to move from Island Park to Tourist Park now to Gateway.
And if this doesn't get you excited for next year's Sturgis Falls, I know something that will.
The theme for 2016 is going to be Let the Good Times Roll, and so this is going to be a fun theme that we're going to have played out in our parade. We don't have our artwork approved and ready for publication, but that should happen here December and January. People will be able to see that, but Let the Good Times Roll is what we're planning on, and I think everybody likes the rock and roll type of theme that presents.
For Channel 15 News, I'm Anton Reiter.